Welcome. I'm Sophia from Checking Forever, and today's video is going to be a very long overdue update for my project Pan. This was actually filmed at the beginning of May, and then I went on a trip. I was sick. I'm still sick, and then my puppy's been sick for basically the entire month. And now I have to absolutely post this right now because in a couple of days I'm going to be filming and posting yet another update, and that is going to go up at the beginning of July. So I hope you enjoy this video. As usual, I'm only going to cover the items I've made significant progress on, so either finished or visible progress. I'm not really going to cover the things I touched like 5 times. Let's start with the NYX Fat Lip Drip Oil. I introduced this last month. It's completely empty. I'm done. It was at the halfway point and I finished it. I also finished this Misha Essence Sunscreen in SPF 45. I had it somewhere around the halfway point and I finished it. By the way, I'm sorry if everything seems blown out. It is really dark out already that I'm filming this, but I have to film and this is the only time I can. I also finished these two tiny deluxe samples. I had the Kula SPF 30 Sunsilk drops. I actually really like these. I would not mind getting these in a larger bottle. I just have a lot of sunscreens that I'm going through right now. As I said, I think 2 months ago, I had 6 open at the time, and I'm just bringing in new sunscreens every month at this point because I had 6 open and I need to go through them. I also finished the Estee Lauder Little Deluxe Futurist Peptide Power Serum Primer. This was okay. I didn't really notice very much difference with this. Out of these two products, the Kula, I would consider buying. The Estee Lauder, not so much. A super exciting product that I finished is this lip liner from Urban Decay. This is their 24/7 lip liner in 714. It's a bright red. At the very end, it fell out, but actually there's like literally nothing. I actually see metal at the very base. So this is completely done. I also finished this Cali Ray Surf Proof Setting Spray. This is in the half bottle I got in a pack of 2 items. And if you remember last time, I actually had decanted it into this Rare Beauty sprayer. When I introduced it, it was somewhere at this point. Last month it was at this point, and right now it's completely done. Both done. And the most exciting thing I finished, I would have to say, would be the Ciate London Moon Dust Highlighter. This was basically new when I brought it in at the beginning of the year, and it's completely gone. Don't get me wrong, it was only 2.5 grams of product. That's just like a very large eyeshadow, but it's done and it was a highlighter. I'm so excited for this. I mean, look at that. I also finished this L'Oreal Revitalift Overnight Mask. As you can see, it is completely empty. I need to wash that out, but this was a really lovely product, I would say. I just had it in my collection for such a long time that I think it was starting to just go bad towards the end, but I'm glad that I finished it. Sadly, I have a declutter, and it is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Roxy. It is a beautiful shade. I'm like really disappointed that I have to declutter it, but I use this about, I would say, like 4 or 5 days in a row. No, 4 days in a row. And on day 5, I woke up and I had a pimple on my waterline. Not on the skin, on the actual waterline. So this could only be the culprit because this was the only thing that I had changed. Sadly, this has got to go. I also had my goal on this Colored Rain eyeshadow in Who Me. As you can see, I have a pan. I had no pan in this. It was basically brand new when I brought it in. And there's a gigantic pan in it now. I mean, like you can see it from like a mile away. If I pulled it back, you could still see it. It's like shining bright. But I hit a pan and then I just kept going. I am going to take this out of this project right now because I've hit my goal and I'm no longer feeling like wearing it on the daily. But I did like this, and I'm probably going to introduce this either towards the end of the year or maybe next year even to finish this off. When it comes to the Viseart Petit Four in Water Lotus, I actually met my goal on one of the shades, but not all of them. I met my goal on the shade right here, which is called Mizu, and then I used, let me see, Dewdrop. I believe I used this twice. I believe this one, Pagoda, twice, and then Lily Pad down here I've used only once. And I absolutely love this palette. Yeah, super excited. I'm probably going to roll this out at my next update. Let's move on to base products. I'm rolling out 4 items. The first one is this L'Oreal True Match Nude, what is this full name? Hyaluronic Tinted Serum foundation. I have it in the 0.5 to 2 shade range, and this is perfect for me for like the winter time and early spring. Now it's too light on me now that I've started fake tanning a little bit. And let me show you, when I brought it in, it was completely new. It was like right here, And then I am right here right now. I used it the 10 times I wanted to use it, and I may have actually used it more than 10 times, but I know that I definitely used it the 10 times, and I'm rolling it out. I'm also rolling out my second foundation in this project, and it is the Clinique Beyond Perfection Foundation and Concealer. I have it in the shade WN01. This was a little bit too deep for me, but I was able to make it work for this time. I just was completely untanned, but I have started fake tanning, and now this is suiting me a lot more. My goal was to use this 10 times, which I have, and this is a really thick foundation, I would say, like very perfecting on the face, I have to say. So when I started it, it was like at the very top, you couldn't see any line, any breaks, and then now you can. As you can see, I've actually got windowing right here. I'm assuming that's where I'm at. I might be a little bit further down, but I can't see it because this is like really thick and clinging to the sides, to the walls. I'm going to retire this from my project right now. I may bring it later, but there are two foundations I'm trying to finish in this project right now. So I've been taking my focus away from those, so I think I'm going to just concentrate on those for a couple of months before I might bring this back. Or I'll just use it naturally, like I won't put it away very far. The next item I've met my goal on is the Lancome Tint A Dull Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. I have it in the shade 090. This is a really lovely concealer. I have to say it's really thin. You can barely see it. I am wearing it actually all over my face today because you need just very little to give you nice light coverage, and I really appreciate it for like the ease of use that I get with this. The problem with it right now is for something that I bought in August of 2023, it's starting to go bad. Yeah, it's starting to smell like paint, and I really don't want to let this go to waste. So I'm actually going to keep this in this project to finish by the end of this year. I may use it as under eye concealer. I may use it all over my face. I will use it however I see fit. But I have to get it done because I don't want it to go bad. I mean, I literally bought it in August 2023 from Ulta, so I don't know what's up with that. Please forgive Alexa. She had to chime in on something. What I am rolling out, finally, is this Dior Backstage Flash Perfector Concealer in 0N. My goal was to reach the bottom of Dior, and I have done that. I don't know if you can see it. You can even see, actually, I've gone a little bit lower, but whatever. You can see the windowing all the way if you see it, if you look at it. When I brought it in, I was like right here, and then I was making like really small incremental changes, but I think some of it was clinging to the sides, so it wasn't as visible. I don't love this concealer, I have to say. I find it very thick for under the eyes, and what I really am disappointed by is the fraying of the brush that you can see. I mean, you can almost see it from there. Like, it's just fraying. Yeah, no, thank you. This is Dior. Why is it fraying? I don't appreciate that. I am going to roll this out. I don't know if I'll ever bring this back in order to complete it because I just don't love it enough. Maybe I'll use it as a way to lighten other concealers at some point or foundations, but I'm going to roll this out. I'm kind of tired of it. I've had it since the beginning of this project and I've reached my goal. Moving on to products that I've made significant progress on, I'm going to talk about the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. So when I brought this in, it wasn't new, but it didn't have that gigantic gap over there. What I did with this is I actually took product out of this and transferred it over to this tiny jar from e.l.f. that I had already used up. And last time I showed you, I still had product in there, and now it's completely clean. I'm actually going to keep doing that. I'm going to transfer product out of this jar into this smaller jar. And the reason is because these do dry out relatively quickly, and I don't want it to dry out by like just constantly opening and closing, opening and closing. I don't want the entire product to go bad. So I'm going to transfer more out of this and put it into this, and then work out of this small jar. Another goal I met is actually on this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Invasion. My goal was to use it 10 times. I have used it 10 times. I'm going to retire this for now and maybe bring it back at some point to finish, or just let it linger in my collection. I don't know. Whatever I choose to do with it, I will do with it. Continuing with progress, this is a little bit more moderate, but it is almost at the 50% mark, so I might as well show it. I've made some progress on the Pat McGrath X Bridgerton palette. My goal is to use this shadow right here 10 times. I've used it 4 times, so it's significant in that it's 40% of where I'm supposed to be. I don't think I'm going to finish this or reach my goal by the end of May because I'm not taking this with me all the way to Bali for just one eyeshadow, but I will probably finish that by the end of June. Another progress that I've barely made is on this by Terry blush. And my goal is to use this 30 times. I've now used it 10 times. I have to say, I don't love this blush. I don't love this blush, and I think the reason I don't love it is that it's very pigmented. I've been pretty pale, and the way the brush picks it up is actually uneven because of the imprint, the embossing in it. It's kind of annoying, I have to say. But I have 20 more uses on this. Hopefully I'll get it there to by the end of summer. At this point, I'm going to have to really push myself to use this like 7 times a month in order to get there by the end of summer, but hopefully I will. When it comes to this e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour in Fair Light, I brought it in. It was like right here. It is right here right now. I don't want to squeeze it too much because then it's going to push out product. I don't want to overuse this. I don't really want to contour on the daily, so I haven't been. So I'm going to be making like very slow progress on this. That's fine by me. This is basically the only contour product I have right now. Let's move on to the 2 foundations I have to finish in this project. The first one is this IT Cosmetics CC Plus Nude Glow in the shade, I think this was Fair Light. Sorry, it just rubbed off. So I brought it in when I was, I believe, actually I don't remember where I was, but because I've had this in projects before, but it doesn't matter. Point is that I need to use it. It's not used up yet. I am at this point, and it's going to take me until the end of summer to use it. Right now, I am so fair that I can actually use this as a bronzer. Very light bronzer, but a bronzer nonetheless. And because this is so dark, if I want to wear it, I have to mix it with this e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream in the shade Fair 120N. When I am completely untanned in mid-February, when this launched and I bought it, this was my perfect matching shade. I mean, this was exactly what my neck and my chest looked like, which is kind of terrifying because this was super white, super light. But I brought it in when I was right here, and it is currently right here. So the way I'm working with these two is I'm mixing different amounts of pumps depending on how fake tanned I am or not. I use this to lighten this up, or I use this to deepen this up. And as the summer progresses, I'll be using more of the CC Plus, the IT Cosmetics, and less of the e.l.f. one. But I believe I'll be able to finish both of these by the end of summer. Let's move on to eyeshadows. The first one is this Makeup Forever Aqua XL formula. This is a liquid shadow in I-80. I brought it in when it was right here. Then at the first update, it dropped down to somewhere around here. Because there was like an air bubble. It was a small air bubble, but I really used it quite a lot that month. Then it was right here last month, and I am here right now. My goal is to finish this. I don't know if I'll be using this a lot during the summer, only because it is going to be really cool toned at some point, but I think I can finish this by the end of this year for sure. I didn't update you guys last time on this, but I kind of have to this time so you guys know what's happening. When it comes to the Makeup Forever, same formula as the last one in the silver I-12 formula. My goal is to actually use this 20 times this year. I've used it 3. It's a very silver shade, so I think it's going to be really hard for me to wear this until the holidays hit, and then I'll probably wear this quite a lot more because it's just very festive that way. But yeah, a total of 3 times out of 20. When it comes to eyeshadows, when it comes to this Pillow Talk Quad from Charlotte Tilbury, my goal is to actually hit pan in every one of the original shades in this palette, which are these 3. I've hit a pan in this, I've hit a pan in this. I have not touched this. This is going to be a real hard one for me. I'm going to have to concentrate on that quite a lot. This is a mix of 2 shades from something else completely. I had just a slight pan last month. Obviously, you can see it from there. It's a gigantic pan now. I only use this on my inner corner because it's just super white. It's probably not going to be something that I take with me to Bali, as I said before. At least I don't think so. I might actually. This palette is not so bad, but as it stands right now, I don't think I'll be finished with this by the end of May. I think I will finish this by the end of June. And eyeshadow, I'm super excited by the progress on is this Urban Decay Single in Sin. And it is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. It's very beautiful. Can you see that gigantic pan? It's a huge pan. The last eyeshadow I want to update you on is actually something that requires an entire story, and it is this IT Cosmetics Superhero No Tug shadow stick in Passionate Pearl. The reason I stopped at the no tug for a second there is because this tugs. This definitely tugged on my eyelids, and I did not appreciate it. It was just not really a good product. And I'd only really used it 10 times since I received it, and I was like, how am I going to use the whole thing? Well, I melted it down with my Tower 28 Beach Please Magic Hour blush. I had a gigantic pan on this from my last update to today. I'll actually put that picture right here. So, but I melted it down, added an extra 1.5 grams of product essentially, and this is what it looks like today. So it's definitely a different color. It is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. It's actually really beautiful, I have to say. I don't mind it, but I just find it funny that that eyeshadow stick that's not supposed to be tuggy was so dry that it dried out this product to such a point that I don't even need to set this anymore because it was so emollient before that I absolutely had to set it, and now not at all. So yeah, and I'm going to put in a picture of what it looked like when I melted these down. But as you can see right now, not only have I used it significantly, but I still have a significant amount of product left, enough for me to have this in my collection and working on it until probably the end of July, at which point I would have knocked out both of these products. So I'm really excited about that. The last eye related product I want to mention is this Pacifica eyeliner. This is in the violet shade. This is what it looks like. I'm wearing it in my waterline. I've been wearing it in my waterline. My goal is to use this 20 times. I've used this 18 times, and it's kind of sad because I'll probably be finished with this in like the next 2 days, but I have to keep it in because I haven't finished. I haven't met my goal on that yet. And of course I didn't mark this on a piece of paper because I really didn't think I was going to use it this many times, but I have something to compare it to. I have it in the shade Ocean, so this is their blue version, and this is actually shorter than the violet originally was, and look at that difference. That's how much I used. So I'm very impressed. I am very, very impressed, but I just wanted to show you that I made quite a significant jump in the last, I think I've had this for 2 months. So this is going to be rolling out at my next update. Let's quickly move on to lips. I've been using this MAC lipstick in Reverence. I'm sorry, I don't remember marking this, and if I did, I don't know where that piece of paper is. I'm just going to show you that I keep using it. There's still quite a lot left here. I'm just going to continue using it. Hopefully by the end of this year, I'll use this up, but I'm using it. I'm using it. So I'm having a bit of an issue with this Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Balm in Daisy, in that it has now completely changed to smell like crayons. It just smells like nothing but crayons. Meanwhile, I've used up quite a significant amount of it. I really have. That's all that's left. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this as blush going forward. If I need a reddish blush, that's what I'm going to use. I don't need a reddish blush right now. I might need it a little bit later, but I'm going to keep this in and I'm going to use it as blush. I don't know what else to do other than toss it. It's not bad enough to toss it. I have used it as blush just once, so it's fine for that, but still, you know, not ideal. When it comes to the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy, I've actually made a jump. I mean, I introduced it, it was right there in January, each update, and I wasn't really going to use it very much, but I am right here. I don't know if you can see it. So this is, again, something that I've kind of been reserving for my trip to Bali, because I like this in combination with a lipstick I'm going to show you in just a little bit. Hint, hint, I'm introducing something. So I'm actually going to take this on that trip with me. Still made a difference. Still used it a couple of times again this month. I do like it. When it comes to cream bronzers, it's a little complicated, so bear with me for a second. So I'm working on this Merit Beauty Bronze Balm in Quince. As you can see, it's completely emptied out. Literally every last drop is out of there. And last month I had used up half of whatever I had in this Makeup by Mario compact, whatever I'd taken out of here. Now, what I was going to do was I was going to take a quarter of the Juvia's Place buttercream bronzer. Sorry, it was upside down. So I was going to take this and I was going to mix it with the bronzer, and I was going to come up with a cooler version of the very warm bronzer because it was just too warm for me to wear all the time. Now, what I actually did is I used a third of it. Yes, there are 2/3 gone. I'll get to it in a second, but I took a third of it. I mixed it. I'm going to put the picture right here so you can look at it. And this is what I have left. I'm not going to take this with me to Bali, so whatever I use between now and until my trip on the 16th is all that's going to get used. So I don't suspect I'm going to finish this before my next update, but I'm probably going to finish this whole thing before end of June. So I'm almost there, almost there. But the reason 2/3 are missing here is because I'm also working on a second of the Merit Beauty bronze bombs, and this is in clay, also all scraped out just to show you here. See? And what I did was I took everything out of this one, out of clay, mixed it with a third of the Juvia's Beauty bronzer in Buttercream, which is really, really cool toned. And then I melted that down and melted that into one of these NARS compacts that I had. And this is what is there. So I haven't touched this. This is completely melted down. When I have finished with this bronzer, so when I finished with which one's Quince, doesn't matter. When I finished with this combo, I will actually be introducing kind of this and working on this until this is done. And once that is done, I would have used up both of these. Complicated, right? I know. I'm sorry. Science experiment. Sorry. Sorry if it looks like things have changed. They have. I had to take the puppy out for a stream to see. River, what are you doing? There's something about these NARS compacts and me tinkering around with them because I did more tinkering around, and this time with the blush. So I had a blush in there already. It was very berry toned and I didn't really love it. And I was using this lipstick, this Urban Decay lipstick in Native. Yep, with the Urban Decay red lip liner. And once I finished the lip liner, this was just too light and bright. So I actually just took everything out of this and I mixed it with the blush that I already had in the NARS compact. And this is what it looks like now. It's got like this beautiful, almost rose-like embossing that I just made because I was using my Dyson Airwrap to just like melt everything together. It worked, but then it also created these nice like waves on top. So this is not a blush that I'm using right now. I tried it out. I know what the color looks like, but I'm not using it right now because I'm working on the other one, the one in the Tower 28. I think I'm going to concentrate on this once I'm finished with the Tower 28. Maybe I'll use it once or twice between now and before I finish that. But as it stands right now, this is going to remain like that. And everything in this lipstick, along with other lipsticks, will be actually in this compact. And once I finish that, I have more blush. I have more liquid or cream blush to work on. So cream blushes, I don't necessarily need very many more in my collection, but you know what? I've got a ton. So let's go. When it comes to the Brow Power by IT Cosmetics, I've been using it. Let me show you how much I have left because it's really not much at all. This is all I have left of that. For comparison's sake, that is a barely used one that I have, and that the small nubbin is all I got left in the one that I'm actually having this project right now. I do suspect that this will be done by the end of June. I'm not sure if I'm going to take this on my trip with me. I might take a different one that's like just thinner with me. But yeah, this I'm working on it. I'm chugging along and it's going a lot faster than I imagined because I thought this was going to take the whole year. Now I suspect that I'm just going to be finished with this by the end of June. Moving on to products I want to bring in because yes, I'm bringing in more stuff. It's just the project's been feeling a little stale. So I want to zhuzh it up a little bit. I'm bringing back in this CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence in 10 Fair. And the reason I'm bringing this one in is because I bought its sister shade in 20 Light. So this is the shade up from this pale one. Now, I don't like this really fair shade and I do want to finish this. So my goal with this particular one is to finish this one. Yeah, I want to finish this, get this one out of my collection completely, the lighter shade, and I'm going to be mixing this light shade, the slightly deeper shade rather, in with that one and see if maybe there's a shade in between that works better, or maybe this shade on its own is going to be the better one for me. So I'm bringing the second one in to, you know, deepen up this lighter one. I know this is very similar to what I'm doing with the foundations, but these are skin tints. There are days where I just don't really feel like wearing a foundation and make it look, you know, making it look perfect. And I just want to wear a skin tint. And that's literally why I'm bringing these in. So my goal is to actually finish this paler one. This next item is going to be a mini, but also a skin or face product. And it's going to be this mini that I have of this Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. I have it in the shade Light plus Cool 180, light with cool pink undertones. And the reason I'm bringing it in is because A, it's got sunscreen SPF 25 and it expires in July of this year. So I want to work on that. But it's this tiny little one, and a lot of people have actually spoken very poorly of this, and I want to see what they're talking about. So I think that the best way for me to do that is by using this tiny one up. And I don't think I'm going to be using this up anytime soon, but that's going to be my goal. I'm going to work on that. It's going to be interesting. As I said, I don't love the powder blush that I have in this project right now. It's going to take me forever to use, but I do want to work on a different powder blush, and it's going to be this duo from Becca. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? This is the Becca x Jaclyn Hill collection. This is their Champagne Pop and Flower Child duo, and I actually want to bring it in for both the highlighter and the blush, and I want to use each one of them 25 times. So yeah, I think that should be feasible. It'll give me an understanding of how to use this highlighter because it's a little bit too golden for my complexion, and this might be something that I need to use in the summer. This might be something that I need to mix with the cookie highlighter that is still in this project. It's just that one's a lot brighter, so I might have to mix those two together. But this blush is nice and beautiful and neutral tone, so I am looking forward to using it. I also want to bring in this Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Airbrush Foundation in Fairlight Neutral. This is like a backup that I've had for years. They've discontinued this. I think they may have reformulated or repackaged it, but they've definitely discontinued this packaging. So I want to use it up this year, and this is way too deep for me for most of the year, except for depths of summer. So my goal is to actually use this up. Like I have opened it just to try using it. And this is in my 100 items I want to use up in 2024. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. It's definitely a little bit deeper in shade than my skin tone naturally. So this is going to be a little bit harder for me to use. However, I do want to use this up because this has been in my collection for like ages and ages. Just like every other month, I'm bringing in more lip products. I know I'm swimming in lip products in this project, but I love bringing them in. The first one I'm bringing in is something I actually want to finish, and it is the best time to bring it in. It is these Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Poppy. It is definitely like a lovely orange shade, and it's something that I can wear during the summer. So I suspect that it's going to take me this entire summer to use it up, maybe halfway into September. But past that point, this is way too bright to use, so my goal is to finish this up. I'm also bringing in this Charlotte Tilbury lip. I can never remember the full name of this gloss, but it is like their more like pigmented gloss. I have had this for like 4 or 5 years at this point, so I absolutely have to finish it. Also because I literally just bought a set from Charlotte Tilbury that contains this, and I really want to give myself permission to use this up, so I'm going to do that. This is a really beautiful lip product. I'm not going to be rushing through it. I'm actually going to take that on the trip with me. Now, this next product, my goal is to use this 20 times in 2024. This is part of my 100 items I want to use or use up in 2024. I think I've used it like 3 times, and it is the Lady Danger lipstick. So my goal is to actually meet the goal and finish the 20 uses on this, which means that I'm probably going to have to use it 17 more times. I'm perfectly fine. I know it's like a random number to put into this project, but my goal is to use this 20 times throughout the year. I have no intention of using it 50 times or something like that. So I'm bringing this in it for 17 uses. However, the next one I'm not bringing in for 17 uses. I am bringing this to finish. I actually thought that I already brought this into this project and I've been using it as if I had, but it is part of my 100 items I want to finish in 2024. And it is this L'Oreal lipstick in Ferris Nude. Oh, it's their Color Reach lipstick in Ferris Nude. It is a beautiful lipstick. This is how much product I have left. I am just above the L'Oreal on the front here, so let me swatch that for you. It is a really beautiful nude shade. I think this is going to be lovely. This is creamier than the MAC Reverence that I have, which is a lot drier. Let's move on to eyes, and the first product I want to bring in is actually an eyeliner. It is the Urban Decay Game of Thrones Lannister Gold eyeliner, and it is just a really beautiful gold shade. I want to use this 20 times. Yeah, I want to use this 20 times. I think that should be feasible, though who knows at this point. The other two that I want to use 20 times are the sisters of one I already have in this project, and it is the Pacifica eyeliners I don't know what the shades are, but I love this mint one. This mint one is my absolute favorite shade. Let me show you. Oh my God, look at that beauty. I love this. My goal is to use this 20 times. I suspect I'll be using it more than 20 times. I'm probably going to finish this by the end of summer because I love that shade so much. And the other one is this ocean shade that I showed earlier. It is a blue shade. And that is what that looks like. Again, goal is to use this 20 times. I don't suspect that I'll be finishing both of those by the end of summer, but you know, you never know. You never know. I actually don't have an idea. And the last makeup product is really a makeup fixing product, and it is going to be an all-nighter setting spray by Urban Decay. I've just opened this. It is like basically brand new. It is at the very top. I think I've used it like once or twice to make sure that it doesn't smell weird, that it actually just functions really well because I've had this in my collection for years. And so my goal is to finish this. This is going to take me a really long time because this is 4 ounces of product. Yep, 4 ounces of product. And it's not my absolute favorite anymore. I have something else that I love far more, and I'm going to be taking those things with me on my trip. I'm not going to be taking this with me. However, that is going to be for use during the summer because I don't necessarily want to use my favorite product every single time I put on makeup during the summer because it's expensive. As I've been doing for the last 2 months, I'm going to be bringing in SPF, and I'm going to be bringing in this Black Girl Sunscreen Kids Moisturizing Sunscreen Lotion for face and body, SPF 50. Now, the reason I got the kids version is because this also dries on clear, like it, or rather it applies clear, it doesn't leave a white cast, but it's SPF 50. Their usual one is SPF 30, and this is just far better for my skin. But as it stands right now, I'm gonna use this up. I just opened this. Well, I opened this and I've only used it like 2 or 3 times. So I'm like somewhere around here, like right under the kids. Oh no, I'm like right here, right at the very top of this writing in black. So this is going to take me a really long time to use up because this is 3 fluid ounces of product. This is quite a bargain. I have to bring in some skincare, so bear with me. I'm also bringing in this L'Oreal Midnight Serum. I have 2 of these. They've sent me 2 of them. I've barely used them. I'm going to try to get through both of them because I really want to see what this does for my skin. So bringing this in, it's basically brand new. I don't think I've used it at all, actually. So it is brand new. It is brand new. I'm actually also going to be bringing in this Trader Joe's Brazil Nut Body Oil. This is just 2 ounces. It was in a set that I got somewhere, I think sometime around the holidays, they brought it back. And I have to say my issue with this is it doesn't smell as good as their body butter does. So I just want to get it out of my collection. As you can see, or maybe you can't, I'm like right up here. I'm going to try to mark it, but I'll tell you now, this is an oil. I don't think any of those markings will last. So as you can see, it's basically it's full. I've only used it like 2 or 3 times and it's okay. It's okay. I'm also going to be bringing in its sister product, which is the Body Mist, and this is in 6 fluid ounces, so this is quite a lot. My main issue with this is, first of all, it doesn't smell very much like the body butter, but also it disappears really quickly. My issue with this product is actually the bottle. When I'm trying to spray it, it just slips. Oh, of course now it doesn't, but it tends to slip out of my hand because of the design. And so I just want to finish this. I may actually have to decant it at some point. I'm not sure. But the goal is to get this out of my collection. It smells nice. It doesn't last very long, but it does smell nice. So I'm going to use it up. And the last item I want to bring in is this Verse Doctor's Visit Instant Resurfacing Mask. They kindly sent this to me, and I've not had an opportunity to use it. This is in their gigantic jar. This is their 3.4 fluid ounce or 100 milliliter jar, and this is their AHA BHA complex with pineapple enzymes. I don't have an AHA product in my skincare routine right now, so I really want to bring it in. And I suspect that this is going to take me a really long time to use it because this is a once a week mask, and look how big that is. Yeah, this is a once a week product. So this is going to take me a really long time, but it's going to give me an opportunity to really use it and get to know this product. This is definitely something you have to wear sunscreen with. So if you do at some point get it, be mindful to wear sunscreen, which is probably why I'm bringing in the sunscreen into this project. And that's it. These are all the items. These are all my updates. And this is basically a refresh. Yeah, basically a refresh. I will see you in my next one. Bye.